How's it going, everybody? I'm assuming, I hate using that word. Yeah, it's all set up. And so Daniel's this is all from Wednesday and Thank You Thing, where they make fun of this. And the film Spectre, the song was called Writing on the Wall. And what wrote on the wall? Simply a hand, fingers of a hand, which is what Thing is in Adam's Family, Wednesday, so on and so forth. And Daniel is now going to uh, interpret the writing on the wall. And this is the writing that was written. And he's saying this to the king, Nebuchadnezzar's son, whose name is Belshazzar. And Daniel's nickname by the Babylonians was Belteshazzar, not to be confused. Kind of like Elias and Elijah, or Mary, Mary, and Mary in the New Testament. Mary, Mary, and Mary in the New Testament.
According to Wikipedia, identification of the New Testament Marys. A common Protestant tradition holds that there are 6 women named as Mary in the New Testament: Mary, mother of Jesus; Mary Magdalene; Mary of Bethany; Mary, mother of James the Younger; Mary, mother of John Mark; and Mary of Rome.
Wow. Well, we know of the two Marys that were the two Marys that went to the tomb.
According to Wikipedia, all 4 Gospels mention women going to the tomb of Jesus, but only Mark chapter 16 verse 1 mentions the 3 that this tradition interprets as bearing the name Mary: Mary Magdalene, Mary of Clopas, Mary Salome.
Okay, so there were three of them that went. That's why I was saying Mary, Mary, and Mary. Okay, I was getting a little confused. So let's decompress or deconfuse ourselves, a better term. So yeah, Belteshazzar and Belshazzar. I went a long way to explain that, didn't I? Hey, we're always learning something new though here, aren't we? Even though when we run off the road and let's get back on the road here. This was the writing. Many, many tekel Upharsin. This is the interpretation of the thing. Many, God have numbered thy kingdom and finished it. And that ending is now. Tekel, thou art weighed in the balances and art found wanting. Paris, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persians. So the Medes and the Persians split the Babylonian kingdom. And it is now the silver, if you remember Daniel chapter 2. Babylonian kingdom was gold, and now we're into the chest. That was the head of gold, and now we're into the chest. I think chest, arms, shoulders of silver. Then commanded Belshazzar, and they clothed Belteshazzar, but we call him Daniel, and the King James in this instant calls him Daniel. But see, the book of Daniel goes back and forth to calling him Belteshazzar or Daniel. But thankfully, anytime you see Belshazzar, you never see Belteshazzar in the same verse. Then commanded Belshazzar, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet and put the chain of gold about his neck and made a proclamation concerning him that he should be third ruler in the kingdom. Yeah, and that lasted less than 24 hours because the Medes and the Persians come in and take over. But they loved Daniel also and made Daniel chief ruler, and that'll be the next chapter. And that night was Belshazzar, the king of the Chaldeans, slain. And Darius the Median took the kingdom, being about 62 years old. And it pleased Darius or Darius, I call him Darius. When the guy talks, he calls him Darius, tomato, tomato, to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom. So 120 people are spread out running the world kingdom. And over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first. So when they come in and take over, instead of having their own people appointed, they take the people who are already kind of up there, even though they slew the king, They took those who knew the lay of the land and how things ran. And of course, God put it in their hearts to love Daniel when they saw him. And Daniel was the first of the three presidents, that these princes might give account unto them, and the king should have no damage. So they're kind of like buffers. Then Daniel was preferred above the presidents and the princes because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. Boy, that doesn't cause any jealousy, and that's why they come after Daniel in this chapter. All right, Matthew 10, over to the first verse in 11. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Because Jesus is separating the sheep and the. Remember, we all through much tribulation enter the kingdom. Well, you can't suffer tribulation unless your family and friends and everybody hates you. And it might not be any emotional hatred, but they don't want to be around you much anymore, at the very least, right? And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth his son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. That's why it says you must hate your mother, your father, and even your own life to be my disciple, because nothing can come before your love of the Lord, and faith without works is dead. That's proven by if you don't take part in their paganism. How many times have I heard people go, well, I know Christmas is pagan, but I do it for my grandson. Oh, so you put your grandson in front of your connection to the Lord. They'll be like, no, but yeah, because these people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me, right? Faith without works is dead. What are your works of salvation? Absolutely nothing when you take part in birthdays, Christmas, Easter, and believe in man's free will decision. There's no salvation in any of that. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. And it all works together because it's all spirit related, of course. He that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward, and he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. And whosoever shall give to drink unto one of these little ones a cup of cold water, only in the name of a disciple, verily I say unto you, he shall in no wise lose his reward. And it came to pass, when Jesus had made the end of the commanding his 12 disciples, he departed thence to teach and to preach in their cities. I'm glad you're here. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.